Yo yo, boys and girls, it's your boy Diversity, back with another video on what is probably our biggest result of the day, being a Southend fan. You know, we've started off this season so bad. On the field, it's been awful. Off the field, it's even been a bit awful. But today is the one win we're probably going to take for a good bit of this season. We have cleared the Hmrc bill laid down to us back all the way back in February, January time when Sol Campbell was in charge. We, this morning, have cleared the 493,000, nearly 500,000 bill that was owed to Hmrc for late payment of the players and even the staff back a while ago now this year. And I've got to say, being a Southend fan, that is just music to my ears, you know. After such a poor start, like I've mentioned, we finally might be looking in the right direction here. As a club, as a team, as the whole Southend United brand, we are finally starting to see some light at the end of this tunnel. I've got to say now, that this bill has been paid, I'm very much hopeful the embargo is going to be lifted, hopefully later this month or even in a couple of days' time, or even today it might have been lifted. There's been no news on the embargo apart from the bill has been cleared. If it has been cleared, amazing. This means we're able to sign players again, and come January transfer window, I imagine us now to be taking a good punt at a good few players. But in the meantime, we're still available to bring in some free agents. And with the FA Cup coming up, hopefully now with this bill being paid and the club hopefully coming out of the cobwebs of what it once was, this might lift the team, even the manager, the staff, the boys on the pitch, everyone for this FA Cup tie coming up, which, as we've seen, can bring in a lot of money just for the club itself. I believe the winning fee is 22 grand, I think it is, if you win. And if it's even on TV, there's more money for it. Even if you lose, you know, you still get a little bit of cash, which anything right now will do to help the club. I hope you guys, by the way, are enjoying the Southend Hmrc rocking. It finally turned up, by the way. It only took a bloody month late. Sort your shit out. But no. In the meantime, like I said, free agents, we are still able to sign them, which is brilliant news because we definitely need a couple. We did have in training a while ago, there was an ex-Lincoln goalkeeper who was in training with us on trial, but we didn't take the offer in the end. I imagine because we saw too much in Mark Oxley and Harry Seedon being in the team. I think we just thought, nah, we got enough. We can't afford more players. But however, Oxley as of late, yeah. I think in these first 8 games, I'd say 2, maybe 3 games, he's been a solid goalkeeper in the net for us. He hasn't had the best of defence in front of him at times, but still, I just don't feel confident with him in the net. So I definitely think a goalkeeper is the first thing we need to be looking at replacing. Maybe even putting Oxley on the bench. Maybe even try out Harry Seedon, you know. I saw a lot of comments on Twitter and Instagram last night after the unfortunate defeat to Oldham in the last minute, because Oxley, if anyone didn't see the game, Oxley came rushing out from his goal to try to close down the attacker for the first time. He actually came off his line as well. And the attacker just went straight round him, beat the 2 defenders and put it in the net. You know, as a goalkeeper, I just feel on his day, he's good at saving. As a captain, no, don't even go there. But definitely we need someone maybe a bit more, I don't want to say bright, but a bit more confident, a bit more comfortable in the net. I just feel Oxley, as of lately, with everything that's gone on around the club in this last year, has just lost it a bit, and he needs to work that back over time, which he might not even be able to do at this club anymore. So hopefully we're able to bring in a new goalkeeper. There's also rumours of Will Atkinson coming into the club, just for the fact that he's an ex-Southend player, and he is a free agent, which, if I remember rightly, he used to be a complete workhorse on the field. He'd never give up. He'd always give 100% for the team, for the players, for the management, everything. I'd definitely love to have him back. And we also are short of a right mid. I think Terrell Egbury, great little player. Recently, I feel like he's been one of the ones who's stepping up to the team, going on the attack, charging at players more. But you also need that backup behind him, because what we've got, Ainsley Nathaniel George behind him, but I can't see anyone else really sitting in behind that. We've only got really those 2. So Will Atkinson, I'd love to have him back. And there's also a rumour around of Reece Bennett. He's aged 29 and was released by Peterborough earlier this summer, I believe it was. He's a free agent at the minute. No clubs have picked up on him. But he has had League One experience with Bolton and Peterborough. He played 50 appearances for Peterborough. I think it was in a 2 or 3 year spell. So definitely would love to see a new centre-back at the club for sure, as Harry Lennon has got this ongoing knee injury, which he's playing through, which is great to see. He's playing for the club. He doesn't want to go take the time off to get the injury sorted. He wants to play, wants to give all he can, which I love to see for him. But, you know, just get someone else in as a free agent. Let him go. Let him have the treatment he needs, and he can come back stronger. And there are no long-term worries by any of that. As for, speaking of Harry Lennon and the whole team itself, the run of form lately, as everyone has pretty much seen, not just being a Southend fan, every League 2, League 1, any league you're in, or whatever team you support, you can clearly see we are bottom of League 2, and our run of form is shocking. I must say that. However, I can sort of back, there was a quote on Twitter, I'll try and pop up it, that the HMRC bill was bringing down the morals of the players. And I can agree with that almost, just for the fact that you've got your chairman, your boss telling you, oh, you might not get paid this month just because, you know, we've still got to pay off this bill. But now that that's been cleared, I can feel there's a breath of fresh air throughout the club. Like, that should all be sorted. Yes, we may end up in court again. We're Southend. We've always been in court like 6 times in the last 6 years, maybe even shorter than that. We've always been in outcome. We've always managed to just fight it off. And we've left it till the last minute. Which brings me on to my next point. Is Ron Martin a hero for pulling this off, for clearing the HMRC bill? No, not at all. Not buying it. Yes, he's paid it off finally, but was there a need to prolong it so long? Yes, maybe we didn't have the cash, and now we've sold the likes of Stephen Humphreys, Charlie Kelman, Isaac Hutchinson. We've sold quite a few players for this. I don't know if it's just all down to that, but the amount of shirt sales that went out, and I think it was like a record this season, the amount of shirts that were bought off the club, and yes, they were delayed when going out, but still, did it have to be prolonged for so long throughout this? Like, could we have not just settled this a while back and got the embargo cleared straight away? But no, I don't buy the whole Ron Martin's a hero and why we should be praising him. Yes, he's paid it off. Was it with Southend's money? No, it was with his company. So that, I can say, like, thank you, Ron, but are you a hero? Not at all. You prolonged this for too long. And it's almost ruined the fan base. I'm going to end this clip here in a sec because I've been messaging a few of the fans in about, if you want to join in with any of these, I'm trying to do a bit more fan-involved videos lately, but here are going to be some fan quotes. I'm going to read them out to you lot, and you can make your comments to them, and I'm going to make my comments about it. So hopefully this ends up all right on the screen. Let's go. So here we go, boys and girls. Here are the fan quotes from, I've been messaging a couple of the fans last night after a disappointing result against Oldham, just to see how the whole fan base is ready. I know I'm quite disappointed with what's going on, but today has brought a new fresh of light, a new like chalkboard, new slate. Let's go again. But this is from last night after the result, before the HMRC bill. And we're going to start off here with Ryan Anthony Stubbs, long-time Southend fan, been watching him tweet regularly about Southend. So here is his tweet right here. I'll leave it up here, and his Twitter below if you guys want to go follow him. And it starts with, I, like every Southend fan right now, am hurting. We've been incredibly loyal throughout these last few years of nothing but disappointment. I can only agree with that. The last couple of seasons we've been bottom of the League One, fighting for survival. Wrong signings have been made. Too expensive players not showing any desire for the club. I can agree with you on that right there, Ryan. As a football fan, you should never expect anything in return for your support, but we certainly aren't getting a great deal back from the club. Management and players especially at the moment. With all our off-field problems coupled or cooped with our own field worries, it's becoming increasingly difficult to keep finding the will to watch our games, to cheer us on and to stay loyal. Yep, again, Ryan, I have to agree. Watching the team lately is getting harder and harder. I can only just say keep going with it. I know I'm not I'm not behind the scenes at Southend. I don't know too much, but I know myself, I'm feeling like you. I am watching these games thinking, why do I do this to myself? I know it's going to end in disappointment, but that's what you do as a football fan. You just got to keep pushing through it, and I can see, Ryan, that you clearly are, like you've said in here, that you don't expect a great deal back, but that shows that you are a loyal supporter. I have to say that. Where do we get to? What's the answer to our problems? I have no idea. That's for the people who are much more qualified than myself to figure out, because if they don't, real soon, then I fear we could be heading in the direction of a former Football League club such as Boston, Torquay and York, or worse, end up being the next Bury or Macclesfield. That would be a real scare on, I have to say. For us to end up like a Phoenix club and have to maybe even reform or just be shut down completely is a sight no one wants to hear or see, as for any football league or any team in the league at all. So I emphasise that, Ryan. With this HMRC bill paid off today, it is great to see, but will we end up back in court in the future? There is a most likely to that. So maybe it's time to maybe upgrade the staff behind the scenes, maybe get a CEO involved in the club. I know we've been asking for that for ages around Southend. Has it actually happened? No, which is a real bummer to see, to be honest, but we have to hope that there is light at the end of this tunnel with the behind the scenes staff, and hopefully we can pick up on what was a famous and really good club background. Next up, we've got Ryan Smith here, another really loyal fan who I see tweeting and everywhere, all over this. Ryan says, we've hit rock bottom and yet we keep falling further. Yep, we do, in all honesty. I really thought the extra game was the turning point, but now we've lost 4 on the bounce. Yep, the extra game 2-2, I thought we really showed heart and desire in that game. And then ever since then, I think that late goal by extra has really hit us hard and we haven't managed to recover since that at all. So I emphasise that, Ryan. Goodship is probably the most capable goal scorer in the side yet. He's been benched in the last 2 matches. Yeah, he is. I've said for a long time now, he did do really well at Weymouth, but lately, yeah, not really, I don't think. I don't think Goodship is probably the most capable goal scorer in us. If I had to argue it, I'd maybe say Keziah Sterling more. Aqua, maybe with his goal, he got a bit lucky. He's a big unit. I think he's been played more as a number 9, just to hold up the ball and let the team press up around him and work it that way. I'd say more Sterling. He's got the natural attributes of a striker. He's got a good shot on him. He's got a good running rate. And I feel he's got just a good more goal. Not saying Goodship's not a good goal scorer. He probably will score quite a few goals if we get out of this rut. But I don't think he's our most capable. We've had a few good moments lately, but it's all for nothing. If you can't finish the chances or defend at the other end, yep, completely. At both ends of the field, we're really struggling. There's no real defender or no real leader at either end of the field. The midfield, I feel we're a bit more confident in, but either side of it, I think we need to edit that, like you've said. Perhaps Akinola and White can make the difference, but even if we do eventually turn it around on the pitch and avoid a liquidation of it, we might be too late, again, like last season. Yes, Ryan, I agree with you. We need to sort this all out early in the season. We're only in October going into November now. It took us until January, February last year to realise we're in the poo. We've got to sort this out. So, yeah, like you said, Akinola and White can make the difference. White's only here till January, though, and with him not even playing a single game yet, I can't see us wanting to keep him. Maybe as a staff member or like a player, like manager sort of role, like coaching staff. But on the field, I don't think we might not see the likes of John White again, which I hate to say, as he is a really loyal Southend player. And as for Akinola, I hope he's that goal scorer that we've been looking for. Obviously, now with the bill paid off, we can actually have him back in. We're not limited to a 23-man squad. So I'm hoping he is the man we are looking for up front for just passing, assisting, scoring, making runs, making good tackles. We've been missing a really good out-and-out goal scorer for a while now. So hopefully this is one of the guys we're looking for. Next up, we've got Albert Brazier. Used to do a YouTube channel for Southend, still does a little bit, does a lot of work with Basildon United as well. This is a really long message, Albert, so I can tell you've got a lot of care for this. Well, the way I see it is that Ron doesn't care if the club is alive or not. He is sitting on a lot of land and money. Yep, that is true. He does own quite a bit and a lot of companies, but if he had any heart at all for the fans, he would pay up the debt. Well, this was sent last night, so in defence to him, it has been paid off today. So hopefully that makes you a bit more bright now, Albert. As he can't keep blaming the COVID for the situation, I don't think he's really blamed COVID. I think he's blamed more. I think it's been more personal towards like the government that fans aren't allowed in and we're not receiving enough money. Yes, I can say it is linked with COVID, but it's not solely down to COVID. I feel if he pays the debt, he should put the club up for sale for someone who wants and cares about the club. He has stated a few times he does care, but like you said, there isn't much there. I think he's using it more to to make Fawcett's Farm, to earn a lot of money. Just something along those lines. Does he care about the club? He has stated, like I've said, a lot of times he does, but is it just all for Fawcett's Farm? Hey, we can all argue that on another day. I feel if he pays the debt, he should put the club up for sale. Whether that will happen is another thing. I see that the players are down about the situation. Some don't have the heart and passion to play for the club, as past players have. I suppose I have supported the club over 8 years and would be so depressed if we went bust. I have been so stressed out and worried about us going bust as the club have been a big part of my life. I love the club and always will. Just pray to God we can keep going. Lucky day, Albert. We have finally cleared this bill. Hopefully it's the last we see of HMRC for a while. I've made a lot of good friends at the club, including yourself. Aw, love you too. I miss the good old days and wish they would come back. Well, that's all I can say at this present. All I can add to that is Southend till I die. Hey, everyone can agree with how much this club means to every one of us. Exactly. We all love this club. We all want, even though we love the club, it is painful to watch at times. We're screaming at our phones, screaming at our TVs, our laptops, like, what is going on? We just all want to be back. We all want to watch the boys, get behind them. I know I do for a fact. I want to be back in that stadium, going to away days, going to the pubs, watching the games, just getting behind the boys, loving every minute of it. Hopefully we can see Roots all in its finest again soon. Next up here, we got Harry Brown. He does run an Instagram channel as well, so I'll put that down the bottom as well, along with his Twitter, if you want to hit him up about the Insta or Southend at all. So we start off with, good evening, Pip. The club is toxic from top to bottom. Have to question Mark Mosley now, to be honest, considering he's played 9 games and is still without a win. If this club is still going by tomorrow evening, I strongly believe we aren't going to win 1 game this season. Ouch. Big statement there, Harry. Big statement, I've got to say. It might be a bit early to be saying we won't win all season. I'd maybe say up until maybe December at this rate, draw, because the team, as I can get my words out, as we've seen, is not the greatest at the minute. But I definitely think we have a win in us. We have played a lot of the lower teams. I know where you're coming from, and we haven't got results against them. But it's more the top teams I'm getting surprised at. Yes, we got fucking thumped by Salford, but the likes of Exeter, for instance, they've been in those playoffs 4 years running, and we managed to just take a draw off them, or even a win off them. We could have had the win for ourselves, but we threw it away. But no, I definitely don't think we'll not win a game all season. Even if it has to wait till January time, I think there is a win in this squad, hopefully, I beg. Where were we? Don't think the recruitment has been too great either, to be honest. And yeah, I can agree with that with you. Ron has took this club as far as he can in his 22-year stint, and the embargoes and the constant court days just doesn't look well run for the football club. And then at the bottom there, I do run an Instagram page called simply _. If you need any more info, Harry. Brilliant stuff, Harry. As I've said back in my messages, I follow you. I've watched all your stories. I've looked at all your posts. I've given them likes. You know, you're a great guy. You're doing everything you can for Southend on Instagram. Basically doing what I can't do on Instagram. So I praise you for that. Well done. Keep up the hard work. As for your comments, Ron has taken the club as far as he can. Yep, I can agree. He might just be in it now, like I said about Albert, for Fawcett's Farm, just to make up money, and then he might put it up for sale. It did say in a newspaper quote not too long ago that he has had some offers, but he hasn't accepted them, or they've been turned down, or they just weren't good enough for him to sell the club, which is understandable. He is a businessman after all. We have to look at it like that. He does want to earn money. He says he wants the club to do well. Really, I think he just wants Fawcett's Farm to be made so he can get all the money that he's put into the club back, and then he can happily sell the club on and just be like, I've made my money's worth, I've done all I can, goodbye. That's the last time we'll see of Ron Mine, but it'll still be a few years, unfortunately. But no, Harry, lovely to hear from you, mate. Hope you keep up the great work you're doing. Next up here, we've got Leon, another Southend fan, and he starts with, hi, mate. Yeah, sure. I'd say with our young team, we need to heavily rely on the senior players in the squad, and currently they're letting us down. I can agree, yeah. We've got the likes of Timothy Deang, Harry Lennon, Mark Oxley there, Jason Demetriou. Those 4 names alone, you know, are just the older senior players in the team that, you know, the youngsters should be looking to, like, yep, you're not going to give this ball away or something. I can believe that you're going to pass it forward and I can learn from you. But as of last night's game, I think all the seniors just did not give anything for this team at all. There was no passion, no pride. Demetriou gave the ball away for their second goal, which you could argue is an unlucky thing, but, you know, you expect as a senior player to be making just a simple 1-2 easy, and he's giving it away. So I can understand the senior player things, and I have to agree with you. Lack of focal point up top and very fragile elsewhere, physically and mentally. Yep. Like I've said, the recent results have not helped that at all. I like Mark Mosley a lot. He's young and so has a lot to learn on the job. I think we could have perhaps gone for a bit more experience in terms of recruitment. He's been given an incredibly tough job. I think staying up the season would be a miracle at this point. Yep. Leon, it is looking a bit scary, I've got to admit, and for every Southend fan that watches this, and probably even it is a scary time. I myself are thinking, we're going to be a Vanarama team next season. We're going to have the biggest stadium in like National League. And it is hard to be saying that as a Southend fan supporting for so long. But we have to keep the belief. We have to keep going in each week thinking we can get a point or we can take something from this game into the next one. Yes, we might have to wait a while, but I believe we can still get something out of this team, even if it, like I've said, it takes till January, December time to get a win. We just got to keep putting all our faith into the boys, and I know it's easy for me to say it, but you have to deliver it as well. I feel that we can all just, even if it just means watching the game for 20 minutes and just getting behind the boys, even when we're allowed back in stadiums, if we're still sitting rock bottom, I know I'll be going each week to get behind the boys, and I hope everyone else here follows me as well in doing that. Next up, Liam Clark, or as many of you may know, Shrimpers TV on YouTube. Got to say, he's a great lad, I've got to say. Apart from myself, I feel he is one of the best vloggers for Southend out there. You know, I can even say he's better than me. He gets to more than me. He's got in-depth reviews. He knows a lot about the club. I definitely recommend you go watch him over on his channel. I'll put it down here with his Instagram, his Twitter, all of it down here. So make sure you go follow him now. And Liam says here, the way that the players have managed to play, knowing off the field that there is a chance they may not have a job in the near future, for me was outstanding. Positive start there, Liam. I've got to say, I really like that from you. You know, as like just being a working soon-to-be father, you know, you go into your job each day hoping it will be there for the future, that you're not going to be let off or just not even told what's happening with your job in the future. You know, I have to praise the players on that. Even the younger ones especially, they could have hightailed it off during the summer and said, nah, I'm not getting... Some did, in fact, but most of them have said, you know what, I'm going to stay with the club. Even if, you know, they might not be the best player, they've said, I will stay and just risk it all, which is brilliant to see. I've got to say, I agree with your statement there. The quality on the pitch, however, has not been as good as expected for us fans. Now the players and management staff can draw their full attention to the league and our FA Cup tie coming up in the coming weeks. And hopefully the Shrimpers can get back to winning ways. Got to say, Liam, that is an outstanding message from yourself there. You know, you're really positive behind the whole Southend. We can get back into this, and I'm loving to read that. That's actually maybe one of the quotes on this video that has been positive throughout. And I've got to say, I hope with the same of you that we can concentrate on the FA Cup tie a lot, as that would bring in a good funding for us for the January coming up, and just for the overall wage bill, signing of players, keeping them on, maybe even contract extensions for those good players in there. You know, got to say, I really like that one there. That does almost end our video here, but that is a brilliant message to end on. So this is going to end the video here. I've got to say thank you for all the people that responded. If I did miss out your message, I'm completely sorry. I don't want the video to drag. I'll definitely be doing some more fan interaction videos. So make sure you follow me on the Twitters. That's most likely where you're going to be hearing about these videos. But this is going to wrap up today's video, boys and girls. I hope you've all enjoyed recently. The videos have been going out a bit quickly, a bit of lack of content. I have to apologise for that. Just it's a bit of a long process for me and the missus, just with the baby on the way, moving house. It's just a bit of a mess, but now I'm fully concentrating on you lot here. I want you guys to tell me what you want for this channel. And I will take it all in and bring the best content for you guys as possible. So hopefully this video has proven what fan reactions are, not just myself, but from a wide range of Southend fans, what we'd like to see. And I hope all of you agree with my comments on this video. And thank you, like I said, for everyone who commented and replied to my messages. So I'm going to wrap this up here. My name's been Diversity, and it goes a little something like peace.